All right, good afternoon, Capital Factory community. Welcome to the Capital Factory Community Showcase. My name is Bobby Struzik, and I am going to be your host for today. I'd like to welcome all the Capital Factory members, our founders, our entrepreneurs, our staff, our mentors, our investors, and the general public here with us today. We're very excited to show you what we've got going on at Capital Factory over the last month. But before we dive in today, I would like to bring up our CEO and founder, Josh Baer, for some introductory remarks.
Howdy, my name's Joshua Baer, and I'm the founder of Capital Factory. And it's my pleasure to welcome you to our monthly member showcase. This is the one time of the month when we highlight all the new members, mentors, meetups, and everyone else that's new to our community and help connect them and plug them in to everybody else. You know, one of the things that's most different about Capital Factory than other tech hubs and other accelerators is that we're constantly bringing new people in every month. It's a fire hose that just keeps on going. And so there's always new people to meet and always new people to connect to and introduce. So you all have a job today. Everybody who's in the audience, everybody who's listening, everybody who's watching online. Your job is to help connect these people in to the people they need to meet, to key mentors who could give them advice and help them, to other startups that are working on similar things that they should know about, to people they might want to hire or potentially co-founders, to maybe someone who could be their first customer or a pilot, or really just give them some great advice. So please pay attention, listen as you hear all these pitches, as you meet all these new people, and tell us who they should meet. Put it in the chat, shout it out, and we're going to be listening. We're going to be paying attention. We're going to write them all down, and we're going to go make those connections and make them happen. And this matters. This makes a big difference, and it can make a big difference for you, and it can make a big difference for everybody who's up introducing themselves today. So thanks for being here today. Thanks for being part of our community, and listen, pay attention, meet all these people, and think about who you can introduce them to.
All right. Thanks, Josh, so much for that overview. So we're sitting here today at 701 Brazos here in downtown Austin, Texas. It is a beautiful day here in Austin. We're very excited to see the future of Capital Factory over the next few months. You know, vaccines are getting into arms, and we're all very excited for the return of in-person co-working. So this event, though, is not only meant to showcase our community, and that's really exactly what it is. It is a community, but it's to unite and support one another however we can. So please, if you are anyone that's within the Capital Factory ecosystem, or if this is your first time here with us today, please utilize the chat, get involved, network with others, and let's have a little bit of fun. So in our audience today, we've got lots of staff and mentors, members, and we also have members of the general public. So make sure to drop in your LinkedIn into the chats and connect with one another. For those of you that are interested in becoming a member of Capital Factory, you want to join this incredible ecosystem, or you simply just want to chat with me about what we're doing here at Capital Factory, please reach out to us at members@capitalfactory.com, and we would be more than happy to begin a dialogue with you. So with that, we are going to bring up some of our newest staff members here at Capital Factory to showcase some of our new things that we're doing here. So I'd like to bring up Tori Valley, who is our mentor coordinator here at Capital Factory. I'd like for her to just say a little bit about herself, what she's working on, and what she's doing. All right. Well, it looks like we may be having a couple issues with the video here. Tori, are you with us? Maybe not. So, okay. So what we're going to do in that situation, this is the world of the virtual meetings that we're dealing with these days, isn't it, folks? So we're going to go ahead and we're going to go over to our mentors side of the Capital Factory. Now, the mentorship network at Capital Factory is a very special thing, and we're bringing in new mentors every single month to provide expertise and industry interest to all of our members here at Capital Factory through open office hours. So I would love to bring up an individual that I just met this week. His name is Greg Head. Come on up, Greg. Tell us a little bit about yourself and what you are doing here at Capital Factory.
Hey, Bobby. Good to see you. The weather's great up here in Dallas. Thanks for making the trip up here to Dallas with the Capital Factory team. And I just want to introduce myself. I've been a mentor in the Capital Factory ecosystem for just over a year. I've helped close to 50 startup founders. I'm a 30-year software veteran who's been in Silicon Valley and Phoenix. I moved to Texas a couple of years ago, way before COVID, with my wife, who grew up here. And I've been helping out in Dallas. And I work with SaaS founders all over the country. I mentor in multiple accelerators, and in my network, 5 to 10 founders a week. So I'm a very active founder in the B2B SaaS world, particularly the marketing-driven, growth-driven side of things. And I talk to so many founders in Phoenix, where I just came from. I was an active community leader there, and Dallas, that I created a free curated resource for investors, job seekers, founders, the rest, called Greg's List. You can see it at gregslist.com. We have over 700 software companies in Austin on Greg's List Austin. We have 650 Greg's List Dallas. There's a lot going on here. 721 in Phoenix as of this week on Greg's List. So it's a great resource to find other software companies, for founders, for software companies in your neighborhood, see what's going on. But it's mostly for investor, job seekers, experts, and the rest of the help to come help the entrepreneurs. That's all you need. So I'm in the Capital Factory mentor system, and I talk to at least 4 founders a month. So Bobby, thanks for the opportunity to say hi.
Thanks so much, Greg. If you don't mind, I have a couple questions for you.
Oh, great.
Sure. Talk. Well, and it was great to meet you the other day in Dallas, but for some of our members out there watching and curious, what are the things that you talk about usually in your mentor office hours, and what are some of the expertise that you can provide to these people specifically?
Well, I've been inside hundreds of software companies in the last 5 years, and I helped grow 3 software companies from startup to global scale, 1 IPO in the last 30 years. So I've done everything in the software business multiple times except code. And the things that I'm helping founders with are their early stage story, whether they're just getting into market and getting customers. There's all kinds of tactical and strategic questions that come up, and we play with all of that, how to grow faster and create a real business that can grow. I do help with the scalable side of things, creating sales and marketing inside your business. And I also help with the pitch story and pitch decks. And I've been part of hundreds of pitch competitions and worked with dozens of founders, raise a ton of venture capital. So those are probably the things. The growth side and survival for startup, right? Game. Welcome to the game.
All right, thank you so much. Well, and one more, if you don't mind. In terms of the
Sure.
Capital Factory ecosystem, what are some of your favorite aspects of being in our space?
Well, since coming to Texas, and I've been very active in multiple ecosystems, including Salt Lake, Capital Factory has the most active community an ecosystem for experienced mentors and startup founders. You can't find mentors like me want to help, and we look for the crazy ones who are doing things that technology startups. And Capital Factory has the most going on in Texas by far, and the most mentors and the most active mentors. So meet a lot of great mentors and a lot of great startups. So and you guys are the most organized in connecting the two. Greg's List exists to connect experts and talent, and so I completely relate to it, and you guys do a great job doing that. So people ought to really take advantage of the network of peers, Capital Factory resources, mentors, and everything else. That's Silicon Valley grew because there was an active network. It wasn't a government-inspired thing or a big building where everybody worked. Everybody was hyper connecting and hyper helping, and Capital Factory brings a version of that to Texas.
That's great.
Is that a commercial for you? Is that pretty good?
Yeah, that was great. I mean,
I love it, and I'm happy to help. And everybody I talk to is organized and ready for the session. So it's been very productive.
And I did not prep him for that question at all, guys. He came up with that right there on the cuff.
Yeah, I'm part of another half dozen accelerators here in Texas, and Capital Factory is pretty much where all the action is.
Awesome. Well, Greg, it's a pleasure. Thank you so much for being here today.
Thanks, Bobby. Appreciate it.
To see you again in person sometime soon. All right. So in Capital Factory style, we're going to jump around a little bit here today. So we're going to swing back to the staff introductions. And I'm actually going to bring up Adam Valenta, who is one of our staff members here at Capital Factory. He's going to introduce himself, let you all know a little bit about what he does here, and to give you some valuable inputs. Welcome, Adam.
Hey, what's up, Bobby?
How are you today, man?
I'm doing great. It's a beautiful day in Austin, and you look very snazzy right now. So I need to up the outfit today.
Well, so tell us a little bit about yourself, what you do for us, and how members can, kind of get involved in what you do.
Yeah, definitely. My name's Adam Valenta. I am on the investor relations team at Capital Factory. I get to basically talk to all of our portfolio companies, which includes you watching this, and help you facilitate your fundraising strategy, as well as get you connected to investors, and just help you overall with your entire strategy for your company. So I am super excited to work with everyone. I love getting to find out more about people. I love networking, and I love getting to learn more about the future technologies that all of y'all are creating. It's always fun to have an early touch point on new technologies before all your other friends who decide to choose the corporate route, right? So that's basically an overview of what I do. I'm really looking forward to not only having virtual meetings with you, but also be able to have in-person events and meet you all in person. So I really look forward to that. So there's an overview.
That's great. Thank you so much for being here today, Adam. Yeah, I think I can smell a scent of vaccine in the air. I think it's just a hint of that. Maybe it's the pollen that's just messing up my sense, but overall, it's a very exciting time. So I know it's a hectic day for you today, man. So thanks for being here with us, and I look forward to working with you in the future. All right, so our mentor coordinator, Tori, was having a little network connectivity issues. So we're actually going to bring up another mentor coordinator. Her name is Rachel Vaughn. And let's go ahead and bring Rachel up. Let's see if she can come up. Hi, Rachel. I must ask first, how are you feeling today?
Okay, I am going through the second dose blues. So I'm a little low key, but that's okay. And I think Tori might be ready to go, so I want to add her to the stream.
Right. Well, there she goes. There she is. Hey, Tori. Welcome.
Hi, guys. Can you hear me?
If we can.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes.
Awesome. That's so awesome. I'm so happy to finally be here to talk to you guys. I'm Tori, the newest mentor coordinator for Houston. I'm actually just looking forward to connecting you to the best mentors and just getting to know everyone and all about your awesome businesses.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Tori. We really appreciate your time today. We're very excited to have you down in Houston for us. Houston is an exciting city. It's growing quite a bit, and including the startup market. So we really appreciate your time today, and thanks for being here. All right, now, coming up, we have the most, at least my favorite portion of the community showcase, and that is our rapid pitches. So how this is going to work. We're going to have some awesome companies. They are working out of Capital Factory space. They are part of our ecosystem, and they are going to highlight their startup. And we, as members, as staff, as mentor coordinators, we are going to help them make connections. So each company is going to come up. They're going to make a 2.5-minute pitch. And after each pitch, we will ask our panel, who will then be brought up, and they will give them suggestions on who they should connect with. Now, for those of you watching at home and part of the Capital Factory ecosystem already, feel free to drop in mentors, members, people who they should connect with into the chat. We have staff members standing by ready to collect a list for those individuals so that they can have that list to be able to help them. So our company pitches today, we have Zen Pool Studios and Flendell and Pinhole, Cybrick, and We Strive. So we are going to start today with Zen Pool Studios, and I'd like to bring up Manny Martinez. Manny, would you like to come on up? And you have 2.5 minutes, Manny, if you would like to go ahead and start.
All right. How much money does a professional pool player make playing pool? As a hustler myself who has played at a high level, I certainly can give you the answer. But why don't you ask Drew McCoy, who's in the chat? I've seen him play Mexico's #1 rated 9-ball player for big money. Drew lost $2,000 last time they played. And as much as Drew was upset that night, the real sad part was nobody got to see it. In reality, almost all professional pool players end up spending more money than they make. But that doesn't mean the content isn't out there. The industry is actually littered with remarkable players and exciting content being played nightly by players just like Drew, who I'm sure would rather monetize their craft than lose sleep over it. Almost all of this content is never broadcast or even seen. That's where Zen Pool Studios comes in. We take already existing content and bring it to an audience. We also incorporate a faux wagering system during live matches to engage the viewer, with all proceeds benefiting professional billiard players, just like Drew, who helped my YouTube channel reach 751 concurrent viewers in a single live 5-hour broadcast. That night, he played local young gun Justin Espinosa, but they both got to walk away with cash in hand and nobody losing any sleep. It was a privilege to unite those two players for that event. But the plan is to unite all billiard content under one platform, making billiard content live, free, and available in an app. Zen Pool Studios plans to unify viewers with players and sponsors, creating billiard content with the main focus of promoting professional billiards. Are you ready to help support professional billiards today? The Zen Pool Buddha needs your help. I am currently searching for 2 co-founders to help nourish my current platform in all levels of its future scaling. 1, a marketing guru, someone who can connect and relate brands with our content. And 2, a chief operating officer, someone who is good with calendars and content creation. Influencers and producers interested in live streaming are also invited to contact me. We have a great profit sharing platform for gamers, hosts, and producers for the channel. If you have any questions at all, even any billiard related questions like what kind of tables are out there, different types of pool equipment, or even pool lessons, you can find my cell phone number at zenpoolstudios.com. Please reach out to me at any time, and I'd love to hear from you. Thanks for listening and choosing to support professional billiards.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Manny. So what we're going to do now, I have Rachel Vaughn here with today, and we're going to give you some suggestions on who you should be speaking to. Rachel, do you have anyone that he should be speaking to?
Definitely, and it's great to see you again, Manny.
Yes.
I know we talked a little bit a few weeks ago, I think. So it was just so great to talk then. And, since then, I know you've really utilized the mentor program, met with some of the folks I recommended, some new people. When you mentioned, you're looking for co-founders in terms of, hiring great people. I think Meg Marsh is a great people-oriented mentor to meet with. I think Valerie Ward and Joe Kendall as well would be helpful for all the things you mentioned, as well as that list I sent over to you. But great to see you again, and glad that you're, pushing on.
Thank you so much
pitch.
for that list. That list was perfect. I just clicked on everybody's name and appointments.
Sure thing.
All right. Well, that's great. I'm so glad to hear you say that, Manny. We on the membership side, what I deal with, we are always consistently hoping to find our members the right connections that they are able to make. So I hope that the list that you received from us and from anybody, if you're in the chat here, if you know anybody that you'd like to recommend to Manny, or if you have any questions, feel free to drop that into the chat, and we would be happy to forward that over to him. But otherwise, Manny, thank you so much for your time today, and we are very excited to have you a part of Capital Factory.
Thank you.
Good to see you.
All right. So next up, we have Ugochi Owo, who is the CEO of Flindell, and she is going to give us her lightning round pitch. We want to bring up Ugochi. Welcome so much, Ugochi. Now you have 2.5 minutes, and your pitch is yours.
Hi, I'm Ugochi O. I'm the CEO and founder of Flindell. We are a startup based in Austin, and we're focused on automating commerce returns. So returning anything is a headache for everyone. When you think about returning something, whether it's to a store like Walmart or Target, or to an online store as big as Fashion Nova, you grow it on the inside because you know that you have to plan your entire life around dropping off that return, which is saying that tomorrow for sure I'm going to get in my car, I'm going to wait in line, and I'm going to, drop off this item. And for us, we believe that through automation, we can make returns a better experience. So our company is specifically focused on being able to make it possible for you to drop off your returns, whether it's from an online store or a brick and mortar store, right from your home, and get your money back within a 24-hour time frame free of charge. So by 2025, the idea of you having to physically drive to the store or having to venture out to return anything no longer exists, but the returns experience is integrated into your lifestyle. You're able to drop it off if you're living in a condo building or a multifamily building like an apartment, right from your lobby at one of our smart boxes, or from the outside of your door if you're living in the suburban area. We have an incredible team of people guiding us, everyone from the head of global operations at Uber to the founder of TechCrunch to we just closed Facebook's head of marketing 2 weeks ago. So we're super excited about that. We'll be launching Austin in the next couple of months this summer. And we're really, really, really excited to be part of Capital Factory's ecosystem. What we're currently recruiting for right now is the head of partnerships. We're looking for someone with the persistence of a Jehovah's Witness, with the effectiveness of a cheat meal. And we're also recruiting for a head of operations. But that's the company. We're super excited to be part of this ecosystem, and we're very, very, very excited about the Austin space and the future of returns.
All right. Thank you so much, Ugochi. What a great idea. Now let's welcome back Rachel. Rachel, do you have anybody that Ugochi should meet?
Yes, and hey again, I know we talked as
Hi.
well about a couple mentors that'd be good for you, but in the meantime, since then, I had a few new folks come in that I think you should really meet. One is Pete Hancock. He's a guest mentor coming in. I'll have to look at the date, but I'm sure you can find it on Union. And he was employee number 20 at Yelp. I think he'd be a really interesting connection for you. So definitely reach out to him. And Abby Coleman as well. She's a brand new mentor, just got onboarded, and she has a lot of experience kind of on the corporate side. I know she worked for Amazon, Mondelez, kind of in terms of food, but I think it'd just be an interesting connection as well. You mentioned you want to meet everyone, so excited to have you here.
Very excited to be here.
Absolutely. And for Adam's suggestions for you, he recommended that you should meet Emerson Miller, as well as Grant Gerton, JJ Casper, and we're going to create a list for you, so you don't need to write any of this down. We
Okay,
got
sure.
Yes. Jay Cheng and Austin Ju. So it sounds like you've got a great community here at Capital Factory that's ready to help you. And feel free to reach out to Rachel or any of our staff members to get any more additional help. But thank you so much, Ugochi. We really appreciate your time today.
Thank you.
Yes, good to see you.
All right. Now, third, we have Trent Cohen, who is the CEO of Pinhole Inc. Trent, would you like to come on up and give us your pitch?
I would love to. Am I up? Let me see. Can y'all hear me?
Yes.
No.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Perfect. Sorry, I wasn't quite sure. Hey, so thank you all so much for having me. Hope everyone's doing well. My name's Trent Cohen, and I am the co-founder and CEO of Pinhole. So my co-founders and I noticed that the vast majority of Americans actually have no clue who their direct elected representatives are. And almost no one knows, other than my Constitutional Law 2 professor, how their representatives are actually casting their votes day to day. So Pinhole aims to solve this informational gap between our government and the average American in two unique ways. So the first is we create a free application that upon logging in, the average American is instantly able to see who the representatives are, how the representatives are actually voting day to day. They can stay up to date with any legislation that either interests or affects them, and they can contact their representatives or any representative in the United States instantly from the application. Now, all this within 2 taps of the thumb. Now, currently, we have launched on iOS, and we are actually launching on Android, like the Google Play Store, tomorrow, depending on if the Google Play Store lets us in right now. So we're very excited about that. Now, the second unique thing that we're doing is we actually saw a great need for data such as this that we provide on the application on the free side for the corporate and the political world. So this led us to the creation of our political dashboard, which focuses on solving these large pain points that we've identified in both the corporate and political side. We sell our dashboard as a SaaS model, and we have 2 separate tiers. The first tier that we charge a little bit less for actually is able to help different corporations. A lot of our traction has been through universities and different media outlets to stay up to date and have better insights with what's actually going on the legislative side. Now, our second tier, our higher tier of data, is more aimed towards political people in the political industry, whether that be campaigns, national interest groups, or lobbying firms. And what we actually do is we take a small amount of user data from the interactions on the free application and overlay that onto our pre-existing data, which creates something very new and novel that we know and have gotten feedback that people actually are looking for. So what we're actually looking for right now, our biggest problem is scaling. We're doing well, but we're actually raising a round currently. Our round is a $250,000 convertible note / safe agreement round, where we've raised $20,000 thus far, and we're looking to add on to investors to help us take us to the next level, where we'll be able to provide state and local functionality as well. Thank you so much for having me. My name is Trent Cohen, and I'm with Pinhole.
All right. Welcome, Trent. Well, you're the second person that I met this week in Dallas. This is great to see you here, and I hope you enjoyed the events up in Dallas this week. But I'm going to pass it over to Rachel. Rachel, do you have anybody that Trent should meet?
Absolutely. So it's good to see you. You know, as you mentioned, there are a few folks that I think would be great. And as you're in this process of growth, scaling, fundraising, I think Dave Lee and Kenley Clark are great folks for that, as well as David Altunian. But lastly, one person I'm really excited for you to meet is Shola Farber. She is also kind of in that civic tech space, founder of the Tuesday Company, where people can share about causes and candidates that they're really interested in. So I feel like y'all have a lot of common ground. And yeah, just wanted to recommend her to you, as well as a lot of folks in our mentor network. So yeah.
They're all amazing. I've actually met a couple of them, but when we were earlier on joining Capital Factory, and everyone's been a great help getting us to where we are today. So thank you all so much, and thank you to Capital Factory as well.
Absolutely. And we actually have some more. We got some more recommendations for you from Justin, who says that Jeremy Smith at CivTech would be a great resource for you, as well as Bo Robichaud, Aaron Solano, and Austin Jew. So we will send that list over to you here after the event. Trent, we really appreciate it. And thanks so much for helping people get in touch with politics a little bit more and a little bit more clearly for us. That's a really important thing for us in this modern age. So we really appreciate everything you're doing. Good luck. Thank you all so much for having me. You all have a great day.
Thanks.
All right, number 4 today, we have Mr. Matt King, who's the founder and CEO of Cybrick. And I would like to bring up Matt. Come on up, Matt. Welcome to the show. Would you like to go ahead and get your pitch?
Hey, good afternoon, everyone, and thank you. Okay, engineering and construction waste $1.6 trillion every year. That is the equivalent of losing the entire Texas economy every year because of project delays, budget overruns, and inefficiencies. With a combined 35 years of experience of managing engineering and construction projects, my co-founder and I started Cybrick because we were frustrated having witnessed this huge amount of waste firsthand. We knew that better projects were possible. We're now combining our industry expertise with artificial intelligence and process automation to transform how projects are delivered. We are creating a HubSpot-like platform for engineering and construction professionals, a collaborative workspace that helps project teams learn and adapt to the complexities of modern projects and results in 9% or greater reductions in project delivery costs. You may be surprised to learn that at the heart of even $1 billion project lies 5 to 10 Excel spreadsheets that the project team uses to manage their day-to-day workflows. Our cloud-based project data pipeline aggregates all the project information together, connects it, and automates workflows in real time. We're then developing a range of applications on top of the pipeline to suit the different needs of a project and allow us to easily adapt our solution to suit any type of capital project, from an offshore oil platform to an onshore football stadium. So where are we today on our mission to transform engineering and construction? Well, we incorporated Cybrick in July 2020 and have been through a pre-accelerator program in Spain called Tetuan Valley. Having been accepted into Capital Factory, we've launched our pre-seed fundraising round and have raised $160,000 to date and accepted our first institutional investment from a venture capital fund called Loyal VC. We've also released our MVP and are now working with our first users to test our technologies on real-world project data. Today, we're looking for the 3 Cs: cash as part of our ongoing pre-seed fundraising round, collaboration with engineering and construction companies in order to test and develop our technologies further, and we're always interested in having conversations with amazing people like yourselves about how to transform an industry that's ripe for disruption. Thank you, and I hope you'll help us build the world better.
Thank you so much, Matt. That was a great pitch. Now let's bring in Rachel. Welcome back, Rachel.
There. Oh,
hey.
Sorry, one sec. Virtual things, but hi, Matt. It's good to see you again. As I was going through your company, listening in, I think Ron Green would be a great resource for you, as well as Dave Perry. I know he has a lot of experience in project management, that thing about having 5 spreadsheets at the middle of a project. I'm sure a lot of people can relate to that. And I think Dave would
pretty crazy, right?
Right. It's so crazy. I think you're interested in a few defense applications as well. And so
sure.
I don't know if you've met Eric Fram. He's amazing. You definitely should meet with him if not.
Okay.
Great for just helping you navigate that defense world. of, applications, grants, all of that jazz. So yeah,
For sure.
amazing mentor.
All right. And then from Adam on his side of things, he's recommended that you speak to Rajiv Bala, as well as Chris Salm, Samantha Lewis, and Mike Troy. So we will get that completed list over to you after the event here. Matt, thank you so much for being a part of this.
Thank you.
Your company.
Thank you.
All right. And finally, last, but certainly not least, we have Corey Mccain, who is the CEO of We Strive. Come on up, Corey, introduce yourself, and the time is yours.
Sounds great. Thanks for the intro. Love the outfit, man. You're looking good. So I'm Corey Mccain. I'm the CEO and founder of We Strive. So quick backstory. I had an idea for a fitness app about 6 years ago. I spent the first 3.5 years just figuring my life out. Didn't know what startups were, what angels were in a tiny town. And essentially we finally launched that, and I realized we were serving more of a want than a need. We actually had trainers that were asking us to build them an amazing client management platform, and so that's what we did. So 2019, we spent the entire year bootstrapping, and we finally launched our MVP in 2020. And what I did was I interviewed over 500 personal trainers throughout the year, just basically asking them what features are we missing, what can be improved on, and what we truly need to manage and scale their business. And so those conversations did several things. The first thing is it helped us build the beautiful software that we have today, and we relaunched that in January. And the second thing is it led me to discover how massive what we're building could actually become. So I realized it wasn't just personal trainers. I realized it was also physical therapists, health coaches, life coaches, yoga instructors, all the above. And so it wasn't only them that needed to actually grow their business, but I realized that they also work with these other professionals. So if I'm a nutritionist, I'm going to be sending my client to a physical therapist. If I'm a physical therapist, I might give my client to a strength coach or a personal trainer. And yet right now, the only way to collaborate is through text or email. So that client's going to have that process restarted every time. What's your date of birth? How long have you been working out? And when you're a personal trainer, you want to have all that information already available to you. So what we're building is the world's first collaborative operating system for health and wellness professionals, a place where professionals can manage and scale their business while also working with other professionals. So for our current platform, we went from about 950 MRR to about 1,200 this month. We're growing very steadily every month, and we have about 70 paying trainers on the platform, almost 400 clients in just a few months since launch. And what I'm looking for is people in the health and wellness space and or the SaaS space. So whether that's investors or founders or mentors in those spaces. So basically we're at a point where we're looking for growth, and we're essentially just looking for people that can help us out with that. So thank you.
All right. Thanks so much, Corey, and welcome back, Rachel. Rachel, would you like to take it away?
Sure thing. Hi, Corey. Hi again. I know I gave you a pretty extensive list of mentors that I think would be good for you, but just like I was telling Gochi, we have someone who's a guest coming in that I think would be great. Her name's Nancy Fairchild, and she is kind of the head of HR in this biotech medical space, and just wellness and health. I think she'd be great for you to meet with. Harlan Beverly is awesome as well, so you should definitely check out his office hours in the SaaS space. I mean, you just saw Greg talking a little bit, so I think definitely talk to Greg if you haven't already.
Absolutely.
And yeah, just glad to have you here.
I'm glad to be here, and I already booked all the mentors you sent me, so there we go. So that'll do.
Perfect.
That's great. Thanks, Rachel. And so on Adam's side of things, he has recommended that you speak with Aaron Solano, Matt Harris, James Barlia, and Heather Buffo. So we'll get that list to you over email here after this event. Thank you so much for being here today, Corey. We really appreciate your time, and good luck to you.
Thank you. Appreciate it, guys. Have a great day.
All right, Rachel. So we're going to riff a little bit. So I guess as on the membership side of things, and for those watching at home, time and time again, I am asked, what are the best ways in order to take advantage of the mentorship program? It's a bit overwhelming at first when you're first coming onto the ecosystem to see this variety of expertise and interests. For those that are in the Ventures program or just general members, what would you recommend is a good starting point for them to get involved in our ecosystem?
Yes, and a perfect question for me to plug my number one tip for anybody in the Capital Factory ecosystem, and that is to book time with me and my team. I really want to be that first point of contact for you. Whenever you meet with me, with Tori, anyone on the mentor team, we go really deep into what your company is doing right now. How did you start? What problems are you facing right now? What traction do you have, and where are you trying to go? I'd love to hear all of that from each and every one of you watching today. And then from there, I can brainstorm a little bit, think about, okay, this mentor would be absolutely a great match for you in this regard, in this regard. And so, yeah, I know I was talking with several people about lists that I made them, and I can do that for you as well when you join Capital Factory. And yeah, I'll find that link for booking office hours with me to drop that in the chat, just so y'all can have it. But yeah, that's my number one tip. I'm always beating it into people's heads. Please book with me and get started on office hours. It's a great resource for people.
I completely agree, and it's a great resource for us. I've taken advantage of them a couple times myself, and it's just a wonderful resource. So, Rachel, though, what's the max limit of office hours somebody can book, though? What are they capped at?
Really isn't a max limit. Really go ham. I mean, if you book every single office hour, I might think, maybe, let's see if all of these are a great fit for you. But honestly, I think most of our mentors have something to teach you, right? Even if you're in a different industry, maybe you have different technology, but there's probably common ground that you can find there. I always give people the advice of looking up the mentor before they meet them and, seeing what common ground you can talk about, coming up with a few agenda questions. And so, yeah, I'd say book as many as you'd like, as many as your schedule can handle. We have quite a few office hours every single week, as you'll notice on Union. So if you can handle all of them, go for it. But yes, I'd say just do what is best for you and your company.
That's great. Thank you so much, Rachel. I do feel like some of the great mentors that we have here, it's a bit like the early stages of the vaccine dispersal where everyone's hitting refresh, and then someone comes up and then it's like it's booked. So
right.
A lot of these guys are really in high demand. So like if you want to reach out to someone, we also have our Capital Factory Slacks that you can get in touch with people and also email. There's more than just the open office hours here at Capital Factory. We just want to make sure everyone is involved in our community in a way that is right for their company and their organization. So feel free to reach out to staff. Reach out to Rachel via Slack, reach out to her via email. If there's someone that you really need to talk to and they're booked out, we are going to make it happen for you one way or another.
Definitely. Drop my email in the chat too. And yeah, find me on Slack, find me anywhere, and just happy to connect.
All right. Well, thank you, Rachel. I know you just had your second dose, so I think it is time to let you go rest a little bit and enjoy your full vaccination. Congratulations on that. Mine is next week. I'm half vaccinated right now, and we're very excited that the state of Texas is allowing all adults and children the opportunity to get their vaccinations. So if you weren't aware of that already, feel free to start reaching out to people and see how you can get your vaccination. And we're very excited to see the return of in-person co-working. But that then brings up an important question. What do events look like at Capital Factory right now? Well, in terms of what we are doing, everything in our ecosystem is still virtual. So our in-person co-working is still accessible. You're welcome to come into our space, but it is not quite the dense environment that we remember from back before the pandemic hit. We are certainly seeing an uptick in the amount of requests for in-person co-working. So for us, summer of 2021 looks to be an incredibly bright and incredibly hot coming up summer for us. It's 90 degrees here in Austin, Texas today. I walked outside and I was blown away by it. But in terms of our virtual meetups that we're happening right now, we have over 90 total meetups spread out through Austin, Dallas, and Houston. 180 meetup organizers, But to see the full lineup of the events that we have coming up at Capital Factory, visit our capitalfactory.com/events page for you non-members. For those of you that are members, check out our union platform and subscribe to our weekly newsletter just so you can get up to date on everything that's happening that week at Capital Factory. It's a great time. We're slowly transitioning things to be a little bit more in person. We have open coffees that happen every week. 1 week's in Dallas, 1 week's in San Antonio, 1 week's in Dallas, 1 week's in Austin, and 1 week's in Houston. So we are starting out slowly to get our in-person events back going again. So for those of you that are members out there watching, please keep an eye out for those. And we are very excited to meet you in person coming up. But we're actually going to bring up Suman Polari now. He is one of our startup meetup organizers, and he's going to tell you a little bit about his meetup. So come on up, Suman, and thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you. Can you all hear me?
It's a little bit quiet.
Let me see if I'll speak a little louder then.
That's perfect.
Okay, awesome. Thank you for having me, and I'm the organizer of the Austin Startup Meetup. and we are basically a platform for founders and startups in Austin to come together and share what they're working on, what's the next big thing that they're building, and essentially we try to foster a sense of community and sharing between the founders and startups in the Austin ecosystem. And the primary goal is for each of us to learn from each other, and ultimately we all want to see great companies and startups come out of Austin. And we have about 3,500 members last count, and we have a variety of events at our meetup. We do networking sessions. We do a lot of subject matter expert learning sessions. We also have showcases. Usually we do it twice a year, once before South by and at the end of the year as well. And we also have a lot of long form discussions. We don't focus more on pitching because there's great meetups that you can go to in town and pitch your startup. But we try to delve deeper into the process of building those startups, what's going on behind the scenes, and try to understand a little bit more than the 5-minute thing that we get in a pitch. So we meet once every month. We are also adding more sessions, so maybe in the future we'll have multiple sessions per month. But first Monday every month is when we meet, and we are very grateful for Capital Factory for giving us this space to meet in person. I know in the last 1 year we have been transitioning to virtual meetups, but I mean, in the next few months, depending on how things go, we'll probably get back into in person, and we're ready to get back into Capital Factory and meet all of you. So do check us out on meetup.com at Austin Startup Meetup, and I think there's already a link out there. If not, I'll put the link in the comments. But yeah, do check us out. Do come to our sessions. All we ask, ours is a free meetup, so all we ask is for you to bring your curiosity and your questions, and that's all we need. And let's all get together and build great companies. And yeah, thanks for having me.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Suman. So we actually do have a question in the chat here from Zach, and he's asking, if a startup is based in Dallas, can they still participate in the meetup?
Sure. Yeah. We're not. The only reason we say Austin ecosystem is because in-person events usually tend to be more accessible to the Austin startup founders. But with virtual events that we are doing today, we had in the last meetup we had someone from Italy join, and then the previous meetup we even had someone from France join. So it's like anyone is welcome as long as they can come and contribute. We're open to everyone.
That's great. Honestly, Insuman, I don't know about you, but I found that to be one of the weirdest benefits of this whole pandemic situation is the opportunity to connect with so many people across the world. Us at Capital Factory, we were able to create a virtual membership. So now we're bringing in people from London and from California and from Delhi and Australia and Russia and all over the world. And it is truly an opportunity for us to kind of close the gaps in terms of some of that technology. So we're really excited, and I'm sure you are also excited, though, to get back to the in-person events. Do you guys have any kind of game plan for that right now, or you're just kind of playing it by ear?
We're just waiting for how things go in the next couple of months. I know a lot of people are getting vaccinated, and I'm also on the wait list for getting vaccinated. So once things are all, people are all vaccinated, and things slowly start becoming normal in the next few months. Hopefully, in the second part of the year, we'll transition back into in-person.
That's great. Well, hopefully I can get a chance to meet you at some point then, Suman. Thank you so much for your time today. We really appreciate you being here.
Likewise. Thank you.
All right. So if you guys liked what you heard from Suman, or you want to get involved with some of our events, we're going to bring up some of our upcoming events here at Capital Factory. Here are the things that are coming up next for us. On April 13th, we've got the Black and Tech Summit presented by Deloitte. That's going to be on Tuesday, April 13th. We've got Tuesday, April 13th is also our Founders Academy. Now that is going to go through the 15th, and that is a wonderful event for those of you that are watching that are like, how can I raise capital? How can I raise money? It is presented by the president of Capital Factory, Gordon Dougherty, who is a personal mentor of mine. He is a wonderful teacher, a great leader of Capital Factory, and a wonderful resource when it comes to raising funds. He has a best-selling book all about raising money as well, and he is an incredible resource for anybody out there. I cannot speak more highly of that man. He's a great resource for us, and it could be a great resource for you. Coming up in the next few Tuesdays, we've got open coffees happening in person, potentially near you. We have Austin open coffee coming up on the 13th as well. Houston open coffee on the 20th. Virtual open coffee on the 27th. So that one's kind of wrap up all of Texas if you'd like to be involved in that. On May 18th, we have Accessibility in Tech presented by Microsoft. Now that is one of our newest diversity inclusion focuses on accessibility and tech. And on May 21st, we have the Houston Tech Rodeo. It's going to offer a $50,000 investment challenge. So if you guys want to get involved, do some networking, potentially meet some people in person, get involved in the Capital Factory space, that is some of the best ways that you can do that. And for us, I really hope that all of you out there enjoyed our pitches today, our mentors, our staff, our events, and our meetups. Everything in Capital Factory, all we want to do is just try to help you succeed as an organization, as a business, as a founder, as a job seeker, as a mentor, whatever it is, we are here for you. And so if you have any feedback for us, please feel free to reach out to us. If you would like to become a member of Capital Factory, or you just want to broach the subject of how can I get involved, reach out to us at members@capitalfactory.com. Or you can go to our website, capitalfactory.com, where there is a web page where you can input your information, and we will be reaching out to you shortly. So, but next up, we're going to be heading over to networking, I believe, to finish up the event for today. Thank you all for being here today. I would like to thank Justin on the back end for helping out. I'd like to thank Alex and Marianne and Rachel and Adam and all the people that were here helping us today. Thank you guys so much. And we will see you next month at the Capital Factory Community Showcase. Thank you.